podcast?
Yeah, I've
Nobody wants to listen.
No, I got a YouTube page. I've been trying to put stuff on there. I've been kind of busy. But, you know, I do have an actual question for you, right?
Sure.
We're going to talk about the paintball extravaganza. I got to ask you this question. If you don't want to answer it, say something.
No, go right ahead. Open book here. Open book.
You won't be judged on this. You won't be judged on this.
Okay, go ahead.
And depending what you say, I might post it or not. But what do you see, or what can you do to change the extravaganza in your point of view?
Change it for the better?
Yes.
That's a hard question. That's a hard question. The extravaganza is a great show. Comes toward the end of winter, beginning of spring. So it's a really good launching point for those products. So having a launching point here in front of the industry is important to me. Having other manufacturers recognize that, and instead of launching maybe in the fall, launching into the spring, hold it over there and then come here and launch it out. So I think that's also important. Having the full industry support is also important. You don't have to go big. Being here, representing, showing the industry that we're still strong for the dealer base, for the public, I think is important.
All right, cool. And would you see the evolution of, in your world, tanks? It seems like every year I come, there's something new that you
I can speak limitedly to that because there's a lot of stuff we have going on both in the R&D and in the supply world of where we're going to go. There is advancements out there. We're not there yet. It's not legal in America, but we're almost there. When we get there, we're going to release it because let me assure you, we are working on things out there. This reg alone right here took over a year to get ready and get right here because we have to have it right. So I don't want to go too far and release too much because we have so many things going on. I just don't want to, let the cat out of the bag, as they say.
Gotcha. And for all the beginners out there, what do you recommend for a beginner's point of view or tank or whatever?
Mask first, 100%. I don't sell masks. I don't have an interest in masks. Buy a mask first. Comfortable mask, thermal lens. Put it on, make sure it's comfortable, move your head around. Remember, if you're going to play, whether it's a rec ball scenario, tournament, whatever it is, it's the number one thing you have. If you can't see, you can't shoot. So having a good, comfortable mask, even though you're going to spend that money on it, is important. Once you have a mask, if I go to a paintball field and I need a gun, I bet you if I went to a paintball field and asked anyone, I need a gun to play, somebody will pull a gun out of a bag, a spare gun, and give me a gun to play. I need a hopper, they'll get me a hopper. Most people don't carry a spare mask, or they're not going to loan you their mask. Keep that in mind. So it's a very personal item. Having a good mask is the number one thing. After that, yes, I say a tank, because that tank, whether you shoot a Model 98 or an Axe or an Eclipse or a Lux or a Die, whatever it is, having a good tank will grow with you as you grow in the sport. So getting a carbon fiber tank, putting it in a Model 98 is fine. Then when you progress and realize this is a good hobby, this is a good sport, this is what I want to do, obviously you're going to get better equipment, better gun. That's where you can move up and keep that tank, get a new gun. And I've seen a lot of people do that where they leave the tank to last, and here they are playing with their Field 1 gun, and they have a 48 3K on it. Kind of awkward. Get a good tank, get a good mask, then you can build on from there.
All right, last thing is safety when it comes to expired tanks. Because a lot of people, we talk about it, and a lot of people who've been playing for years, even though we know better, but we still don't do no better.
Yeah, I mean, legally, it's 15 years from the date of birth. That's the legal definition. Ninja Paintball, myself, has been a hydro tester for over 16 years. I've tested thousands of tanks. They're tested for a reason, and the reason is safety. There is metal in there, and you don't want it to fatigue. Remember, every time you fill a tank, it is spanned. Everything under pressure is spanned, ever so slightly. So even your pipes in your house, when you turn on the faucet, that pressure goes down. When you close it, that pressure goes up and it expands. Over time, it weakens the metal. Now, we're talking about plumbing pressure, it's not a lot. When we're dealing with 4500, that tank's going to expand and contract. Hydro testing that tank is important because it expands, it makes sure it expands and returns to the size. If I hydro test a tank and it expands, great. But when I release the pressure and it doesn't contract, it stays expanded, that means that at that tensile strength, next time you fill that tank up, it could expand and get bigger until the point where it can't hold. The 15-year life is because degradation of carbon fiber and aluminum causes that. We can't change that. It's a DOT rule. I've been told they're talking about trying to extend that, but as with any of these rules, it takes time, it takes case studies, and them to change their mind to increase that length. I have a feeling it will happen, but for right now, it's 15 years, hydro every 5 years. It's important, guys. We should do it. It's not only for your safety, it's for the guy next to you, it's for your kid you want to bring out to play, it's for everybody in the staging area. We want people to be safe. Safety is the number one thing we talk about in our sport. Air tanks are right up there.
Thank you so much, Ray. Appreciate it.
Thank you.